Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. It's a day. I forget which day it is. I think are we on Saturday? Sunday. It's Sunday now. Hope you're having a good one. I was having a great one. The show would have started a couple of minutes ago, but I there's one pain that I still get that every once in a while it hits me. It is horrific. It lasts anywhere from a minute to 20, and I can't do anything when it happens. It's just that bad. And it hit right as I was getting ready to start the show. So this was a short one, at least. It's past, and I'll be fine. I won't feel it again probably for another month, but God bless when that one hits. Otherwise, though, I'm really good. Got to see my granddaughters today. I am living off naps right now, so I'm more tired than I want to be, but I'm not in as much pain as I have been, and it's been nice. I've been enjoying the last 3 days now, and yeah, so good day overall for me, not for Nikki Haley. Holy shit! Um, Look, we all knew she was going to lose South Carolina. I didn't realize she was going to lose by 20 points. I thought this would probably be like a 55-45. Last I saw it was 60 and some change to 39 and some change. She's just getting the shit kicked out of her in her home state. She's getting fucked like her husband's away. And she says she's not dropping out. She has no real reason to drop out. Can we talk about that first? She has no real good reason to drop out of this race. Let's bring up the results while we talk about this. This is the, make sure I got the right ones on the screen. There we go. This is the most recent thing that I've seen about it. Associated Press has called the race 50 South Carolina delegates in a winner take all, and they're going to Trump with 90%, 92% reporting, 60 to 31, and it's actually about 60 to 31, 60 to 39. It's not even close. I don't think she should drop out for a couple of reasons. One, I like having her to mock and make fun of. We've lost everybody else in the race, man. I don't get to make fun of Pence anymore. I don't get to make fun of Chris Christie anymore. I mean, I could, but there's no real point. They're relevant to the conversation. So all we have left is Nikki. I need her to stay in the race so I have something to talk about. But other than that, she has the money to keep going. She is being funded by several billionaires well, at least one billionaire, several rich people, we'll put it that way. She's being funded, so why would she quit? Why would she quit? She gets to run around the country talking for money, lots of money, and she can get dick in every state while her husband's away. It's awesome for her. She's got no real reason to drop out. I mean, she has no chance in hell of winning, let's be honest here. Before the stream, thank you, Nikki Haley, who said, "Oh, internet daddies, I have been so naughty. I need to continue my punishment. Spank me, daddy. Ooh woo." Nikki, I think you need to get some help. I really do. Yeah, so she she did something I want to believe it's on purpose, okay? We're going to watch I don't know if we're going to watch her whole concession speech because I'm much more interested in what CNN had to say about the race than I am about what Nikki Haley did. But she does something that I normally wouldn't do this because we could get in trouble for it over here. I could end up, we'll probably end up getting, oh, yeah, we're not going to, hang on. I'm sorry. I forgot the video I had of hers was really, really quiet. I wonder if I can find a better version of it. Travis, thank you so very much. She needs to stay in until Super Tuesday so I can vote against her. Well, she says she is. And Buddha, thank you. Nikki Haley is strong woman, so cringe. Yeah, that's why I was thinking about, possibly watching her speech, but I forgot how quiet it is. Oh, and there's Jack, so he can distract y'all while I look this up. Hey, Jack, how are you?
Hi, Monkey. How you doing?
I'm pretty good, man. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of pretty good and stuff, could everybody in chat, can we get positive vibes for our friend Stargazer? She hasn't been around for a while. She's not feeling well. I don't want to go into more than that because I was not given permission, but everybody just best wishes out to to Miss Nuts because.
Yeah, hope you're feeling better, Stargazer. Hope everything's working out.
Will you talk to the people for a moment? I got to try to find a better version of Nikki Haley because the Twitter one is really quiet.
Oh, fair enough. Speaking of which, thank you, Nikki Haley, for the donation. Oh, internet daddies, I've been bad and need to continue to be punished. Lock me in a room and put on that old blues record that skips. Whoop. Whoop me when you wanna smack. Whoop me when you wanna smack. When you wanna smack. When you wanna. Well, thank you, Nikki. That was disturbing and haunting, and I'm sure my singing made that better. Ugh. Nikki just secured the Emperor Hirohito endorsement. Yeah, well, you take your endorsements where you get them.
Okay, I found a better video, and again, I don't know how much of this we're gonna watch, guys. I mostly I'm interested in the very, very beginning of this, and by very beginning, this video cuts off a little part of what I wanted, unfortunately, but it's the only one I can find with what I want, and that's the music that Nikki Haley decided to come out to. Now, thankfully, that actually might help us in the long run because we might not get hit for copyright on that. But the song she comes out to is I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
Yeah.
Jack, what's that song about?
It's about a chick banging a random underage dude at a bar.
And don't even exchange names because it doesn't matter. It's all the
Yeah,
same.
must have been about 17.
No way that's the song. Yes, she came out to I Love Rock and Roll. Now, look, I love that song. It's a great song. But Nikki, who thought this was a good idea?
Maybe she thought it was I love banging whores.
Well, being banged is her thing. I don't know. I just this woman's optics are some of the worst ever. Like the other day when she came out, 12 men down, one to go.
Oh, I couldn't believe that. That was
Poor
yeah.
taste in music. It's not like I said, I like the music. I do. I feel like, especially with all the cheating rumors and stuff going on, maybe a thumping beat isn't enough. Maybe what you really need is to pay attention to the, message.
Yeah, well, at least it wasn't like wet ass pussy or something.
I feel like that would have been just as appropriate.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is literally about not just casual, but anonymous sex.
I don't know. Maybe it's some kind of troll. I don't know. I think they just have really bad optics. A lot of these consultants really seem to be out of touch with what they're doing.
Yeah. Come out to I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar. It's the nonsense you're pulling anyway.
Yeah, I'm Just a Girl by No Doubt. The Captain Marvel theme song.
Yeah, anything other than I'm a dirty tramp.
Yeah. Thank you, Uncle Adolf, who says, can we give an old hoe heave into the oven for Nikki's political career? I think she's doing that just fine.
And that is part of what I want to talk about when it's related to her. Because I think she should stay in the race. She's got the money to do so. She's not doing anything else. The chances of her running into the guys she's banging later in life is cut way down when they're across the country. You know what I mean? So I'm all right with her staying in the race. But you do have to start wondering about modern times. You know what I mean? One, she really has no chance in hell. It's not like this is Obama and Clinton in 2008.
Yeah.
She's getting trounced handily.
Oh, no, that's not what CNN said.
Oh, we're gonna watch CNN. I have their little clip, but you have to start to wonder in the modern era, Jack. This isn't Bush and Reagan in 1980. This isn't even Clinton and Obama in 08. We are in a much more tribalistic time. and the tribes have broken into smaller tribes. You're going to have a whole contingency of people now who will never trust this lady for anything
Yeah.
because you're going against the God Emperor. Which, by the way, is not why you shouldn't trust her. It's the stuff she says. Her running against Trump. I literally have no problem with people running against Trump. It's a political election. Sorry, it's a political election. Duh. It's an
I
election.
wasn't
That's
going
what
to
you.
touch it, but you
I
went
try
there.
to correct myself when I catch it. It's expected, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with having the thing. She's going to lose. No big deal. So the question though is, in the modern time with that, what are you doing for yourself here? What is it you're accomplishing? She's got to know at this point that this is ending her political career. Unless she thinks that after Trump, there's going to be some reverting to the old warmongering Lindsey Graham wing. And I mean,
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but hold on, I gotta sneeze.
oh, go ahead. While you're sneezing, yeah, it just doesn't make sense what she thinks. She's completely out of touch, which I mean the song kind of does give us a hint to, or there's something else at play here. Like when she leaves South Carolina, suddenly she gets this cushy ass job making a lot of money for Boeing, or from Boeing, not for them. She didn't do anything for them.
Well, she's gonna start a war if she gets in charge. No, I think that she is counting on something happening to Trump that takes him out of the race and she becomes the de facto nominee. She's just holding on for that.
I know that argument, and I think you're probably right. If we're looking at this honestly, that would be the justification, because if Trump ends up where he can't run for whatever reason, typically what they would do is as look at, hey, who got the most other delegates, and right now that would be her.
Yeah, she's the only other candidate still in the race, so it would fall on her.
Thank you, Bubba. I'm going to ask, is this her third victory speech when she lost? Yes. Hang on, hold that thought. Nikki Haley, thank you. More cocks have entered my mouth than a KFC dining room. More hands on me than a doorknob. I'm like Arby's. I have the meat. Thank you, Nikki. It's very honest of you.
That's a lot of fast food references.
It really is. And now I want some Arby's, honestly.
Yeah, you guys are making me hungry. I wanted
roast
pizza
beef and
earlier.
cheddar. Oh,
You want her roast beef and cheddar? What?
yeah, with some Arby's sauce on it.
Ooh.
What were we talking about? Oh. So in this, like, I don't know why I want to watch it. She comes up, she's like, look, we got 40%. And she says this, I'm gonna count it. It's not 50%, but it's a whole lot of people.
Oh, God, that's so. She's so bad at speeches.
Even a little humility would go a long way.
What? What? Humility is politics, monkey. Where have you been for the past 10 years? Obama's changed all that. Humility's out the window. We don't do that anymore.
It's depressing to watch. It really is. Uh-oh. Will you talk for just a second?
No. What's up, everybody? Monkey's doing some producing. Just had burgers for dinner. What? I wish I had burgers. I haven't had dinner yet. Clipping that as well. Of course you are, Evolved. Man, we better never piss that guy off. Thanks for dropping links, One Rebel. Hi, Bubba. How's it going? Megatron's producing. She lost to nobody last time. This is embarrassing. Yeah, but there's got to be some kind of end game at play here. Maybe one we're not seeing. Maybe she's in on whatever the CIA is planning to do to him if he goes to Dallas. I don't know.
I think it's again, you have the argument about the delegates, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's much more simple than that. I think it's all money.
Yeah, she's probably raking in quite a bit of cash from this. Her campaign is, and she's getting a chunk of that because she's not doing this for free.
Not to mention the connections she makes so she can get on other boards, maybe back in with Boeing after she stood up to them over, what was it, coronavirus?
Yeah,
Um, yeah, she get back into those cushy jobs because her husband's a military man. He ain't making money.
yeah, um,
Um, he's living off of her with their lifestyle, right?
yeah.
They didn't buy $1 million home based on his income.
No, it was her Boeing money and other sources of income.
Yeah, and it's been a couple of years since she was with them, so yeah, she got to get that money back, man.
Yeah. Well, she might be fishing for like a CNN gig too.
Could be, yeah. She could be going. I mean, I don't think this actually has anything to do with the presidency. I really don't, because she knows she can't win this. And even with the delegate argument, Jack, the Republicans don't have to go by that. It's they get in there and be like, look, the guy who won like all the delegates is gone. She got 4. That makes her number 2, technically. But how about we have a vote here on the floor about it? And then the delegates would get to vote on who they're actually going to go to.
Yeah.
They used to actually do the floor voting, remember?
Yeah. That's been a while.
Yeah, it has been. 'Cause now it's just a patting themselves on the back nonsense just to announce who everybody already knew was the candidate. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an excuse to have an expensive party. Real quick here. Thank you, Nikki Haley, again, who says, I've been bent over by 4 whole states. 46 to go. Go for the record. Suck it, Bambi Woods.
4
Wow.
holes. That definitely sounds like her. Anyway,
Also, thank you, Nikki. Here's $3 so you can taste my fish. That
wow.
reminds me of a song I was going to look up. Seems
If
oddly appropriate.
if you guys want to watch her speech, there it is. Like I said, there's nothing new to it. It's actually one of her less interesting ones. But yeah, she's taking a victory lap for finishing second in her home state. Nikki, can we talk for just a minute? Losing Iowa, okay, no big deal. Especially when you put all of your resources into New Hampshire. You lost there, and that's not okay. You still got to follow up. Biden didn't do well till he wins South Carolina, Jack. He's losing quite handily until they get to South Carolina. So you're
Mhm.
going into your home state. Okay, maybe. Oh shit! You just got the shit kicked out of you there. Why are you staying in? Please don't leave. Please don't leave. I have so many more whore jokes to make. But at some point, you really do have to look at it. If you were interested in becoming president, and just go, yeah, it's not happening. All
That
right.
was
So
2 states ago.
yeah, well, yeah. I want I want to watch this CNN clip, Jack. I don't know if you watched the whole thing, the 14 minutes.
I
Um,
watched most of it and I just got irritated.
I'm not even sure we're gonna watch the whole thing myself. We'll see what happens with it. But there are definitely parts of it I wanna touch on.
Yeah, can we point out how much more makeup they've added on to Anderson Cooper's face over the years? Like it's slowly getting caked on more and more because he's looking more and more like some old lesbian.
Well, he's getting old, man, and that's what you have to do.
No, men
And
should grow old dignified and
no,
not cake
but
on the makeup to look like an old lesbian.
I hear you, but it's not the same as it used to be. Back in the days of like Dan Rather and Tom Brokaw, they could get away with putting on a little bit of makeup because they didn't have the high def cameras. With high def cameras, you have to do this.
No, let the crevasses of your face show like the surface of Mars. It doesn't matter. You could look like Charlie Rose and be as boring, but if people like you, they still like you. You're a guy. Age gracefully.
Can't do that.
Don't be a woman. Don't cake all this shit on with spackle.
They all do it, man. If you look at even Tucker Carlson has a shit ton of makeup on when he goes on
I know.
camera because it's all high def.
I find it pathetic. I don't know why. It offends me when guys wear
Well,
all this makeup like they're women at an old folks home for starlets.
it's again, I give them a pass on this one because of the high def. They're not doing it just for modern sensibilities. High def will make even a normal person look like ass without makeup.
Yeah, but most people look like ass to begin with.
Nikki Haley, thank you. All joking aside, I miss being able to sit on a bar stool without sliding down it. Wow. All right, so Mr. Anderson and company are going to talk to us about Donald Trump's speech. Donald Trump speaks after CNN projects he wins South Carolina. Yeah, that was a hard prediction to make.
Yeah, like I think we called it 2 weeks ago.
I'm pretty sure we called it at New Hampshire.
Yeah, I have no doubt we did. This sad they even had to do this. Like, oh my God, Trump won. What does it mean? Why are you pretending to be shocked, idiots?
Thank you, Bubba, who says, what's the difference between throwing a stone down a well versus Nikki Haley? You can hear the stone hit the bottom of a well. There you go. And there's not guys all along going, ow, ow, stop throwing rocks at me.
Yeah, most you'll find the girl from The Ring.
All right. CNN and crew, here we go. Stop watching Fox News. I rarely do.
Speech, overwhelming results in South Carolina. We called it right at the top of the hour as soon as the polls closed. Back to the team here in New York.
They're literally talking over him as he's speaking. How fucking rude is that?
Well, they don't want to give him airtime. They
Listen,
still don't.
heard a lot.
They think they created Trump.
Yes,
think,
they
oh
do.
my God, by showing him we created him. No, his message created Trump.
They did. See that this is the lie of the 2016 election, and why they suppressed Trump so much. Notice the suppression of Trump didn't really happen on the news. They still talked about him quite constantly. They knew that social media was the real place to suppress, and that's where they did it. But their claim is that in 2016, Trump got millions and millions of dollars of free advertising. When like the numbers have been crunched, it's like 96 to 98% of all coverage of Trump was negative. And they try to pretend that it was that negative coverage that got him elected. They're such lying shitbags. Anyway, here let's listen to these retards.
Out of Trump speeches.
Yeah, I mean, RIP the Reagan GOP. There's something so jarring about watching Lindsey Graham and Tim Scott, all of who condemned him after January 6th, lining up to do their best campaign rally impersonation.
Okay. Our names are covering this chick, right? Her name.
Yeah, Alyssa Farah Griffin.
Yeah. Do you know who I thought this was at first?
Who?
Teen Mom 2. There was a chick whose name was Farah something in Teen Mom 2, and she vaguely looks like this chick, but a little younger.
Mm.
And I was like, why do they have Teen Mom on here? I don't care about Teen Mom. Oh, wait. This is some communications chick.
Yeah, she's the former White House communications director. I've never heard of her before, but I love her thing. It's weird watching them all line up after. Yeah, it's weird watching politicians line up with their presumptive presidential candidate, you fucking tard.
Yeah, it's strange how that happens.
After they condemned him after January 6th. You mean after the lies you guys told about January 6th, and as more stuff comes out, we see it was a bunch of bullshit?
Yeah. No, it's not the porn star either, Slipknot. Good one, though. Yeah, Farrah Abrams. That's who it was, Darth. Thank you. But no, I think this chick used to be on The View. But you're right that they are shocked by. They are so out of touch in their own enclave that their entire panel is made up a bunch of liberals and never Trumpers.
These are people who worship at the feet of Joe Biden, whose vice president very publicly called him a racist.
Yes. Well,
it was a debate.
We both know that a lot of lefties are closet racists. So,
but they're doing this. It's very similar to the thing that was done with Ted Cruz, like, he insulted you. How can you support him now? As though this shit hasn't been going on in politics since the beginning of time. It's called politics. They're playing politics. Anyway, she's it's so weird to see them standing up there. Yeah, sure.
And saying this is the most qualified man to be
The
president.
night of January 6th, Lindsey Graham was saying he was,
I'm done
done.
with him.
Enough.
Notice what he just said there. The night of January 6th. If you go all the way back to when we were lying to you and showing you pictures that had clearly been changed to make it look like they were blowing it up, there was a
Right.
fire there. Back then, he said this.
Oh shit! Important news break. Hank Hamill's birthday is today.
Hey, Camel, this one is for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you.
To you.
Happy birthday,
Happy
to
birthday
you.
to you.
Happy birthday, dear Hey Camel.
Dear Hey Camel.
Happy birthday,
birthday
to you. Happy birthday, sir. I hope you have a great one. I really, really do. It's just kicking off. He has got 23 hours and 58 minutes left on his birthday. Enjoy them all.
Enough. I mean, listen, it is the greatest political comeback in history. So just 3 years ago, he was done in the party, and it
Just 3 years ago, Donald Trump was done in the party, Jack.
Yeah. That's how that works. It's not like he still had massive support by people that thought he got,
Screwed.
Yes, that's the appropriate term there.
He got Haley'd.
He got Haley'd, with or without consent, with no lube. Yeah. He was done. He was donezo, according to CNN, but not 90% of the Republican voter base.
Do you really want to present Trump as the comeback kid?
Apparently they do, because these people are fucking dumb.
Does he not have enough in his favor? Why are they trying to paint him as some kind of underdog?
I mean, what do Americans love more than anything besides guns and explosions? Underdogs.
Yeah.
Usually followed with guns and explosions. Have they never seen a movie like any American Western?
It's so weird to me that they're going down with these narratives. It's just fucking insane.
It only took a matter of months before he came back and handily won in Nikki Haley's home state. The question now becomes this. She's held on. We'll see where the margins break down tonight to about just under a third of Republican votes in some of these primaries. How many of those votes will go to Donald Trump? Because he will need those in a...
Most of them. Will you have some that are, childish and like, I'm not voting, or who honestly don't like the guy so they won't vote for him? Sure. Is that going to be most of them? No. We go through this every fucking primary. And granted, this one has been a little, let's say, harsher with people like Loomer out there doing the grunt work for Trump. She'll turn off a lot of people, but it's not going to be a noticeable amount to where he's really got to worry about not getting the Haley supporters.
Because when it comes down to it, the choice is going to be Biden or Trump.
Yeah.
Or
and
whoever replaces Biden.
And unlike, let's call them, let's see, murderous, warmongering shitbags who claim to be Republicans to cover their warmongering shitbaggery, most Republicans actually believe in the message when you talk about you're just your common voter.
Yeah.
And beating Biden is what matters to them.
The general election. Some of those are never going to be with him, but how many is the open question now?
Okay, I mean, for me, Tim Scott is obviously auditioning to be vice president. And every time Trump just ritually humiliates him, talks about him having low energy, makes fun of his campaign, and then Tim Scott gets out there and he tries to do something that's really not natural to him, and then he walks off. But
this is Van Jones trying to make a thought. I don't know how Van Jones still has a career. The man is a retard. He's trying. Look, once again, the vice president of the United States called the president of the United States a racist. She didn't use that exact terminology, Jack. She's just like, you didn't want the black kids to go with you on the bus. Why were you so racist, sir? And you guys all wave that away. But Donald Trump saying that Tim Scott had low energy, which he really did. That first debate, if he was not high as fuck, there's no excuse for it.
Yeah, they probably gave him something to like calm his nerves, and it just ended up having like total affect zero.
Yeah. And he embarrassed this man. He said he was low energy. He was.
Yeah, he was. And that's not a slight against Tim Scott. Tim Scott's pretty decent guy overall, but he was low energy that debate. That's just stating an observation. That's not, it wasn't an insult per se. It's just, look, he's low energy.
And he is a more laid back person to begin with. Even when he's
Yeah.
fired up, he is a more laid back person.
Yeah,
he called him low energy. How humiliating.
He was just a mellow dude. Like, I would hang out with Tim Scott because nothing pisses that dude off. I mean, you could have Bigfoot wrestling an alligator while King Kong's masturbating in the background, and Tim Scott would just be like, dude, we should probably get out of here. This seems slightly dangerous. And I'd be like, you got it, Tim, let's go. Because the dude can hit, he seems like the kind of guy that's calm in every situation.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't get all freaked out and worked up. He's just very even keel.
But they're trying, this is a divisive tactic here.
Of course it is.
Can you believe what he said about that black man? That's what Van
Yeah.
Jones is saying here, but he's being a pussy about it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
well, he's not that smart.
He's got a lot of respect for Tim Scott. Do you? The black
I doubt
Republican, you have a bunch of respect for him. I doubt that, sir.
Yeah, I for one would like to voice some suspicion.
Yeah.
We were talking about before. This is kind of the pathway that Pence got on, and so you might not just be watching the resurrection of a Tim Scott, but you might also be watching the rise of resurrection of Trump, the rise of Tim Scott.
He's just dancing for the white man, Jack.
Oh, he's like a minstrel show, a one-man minstrel show. Dance for me, dance for me. Ugh.
Am I the only one that remembers that Trump and Tim Scott worked very closely together while Trump was president?
Look, your hate facts have no place here. Never mind that Trump is clearly not racist. He did point Ben Carson to a pretty prestigious spot, even though it was a bad fit.
Yeah, he should have been Attorney General or Surgeon General instead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why they put him at HUD is beyond me.
I don't know, but at least he gave him a cabinet job or a fairly high level position, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This is fucking dumb. These people are not smart.
Cannot think of a Republican that I want to be vice president more than Tim Scott.
Sure.
Really? I mean, I guess if you want to say Ramaswamy's not really a conservative or a Republican, you could go, yeah. I can't think of a Republican in that case. What about DeSantis? DeSantis, if you like Trump, DeSantis has got to be your number two if you're not looking at Ramaswamy.
I would think so. But again, these people are conservatives. They're CNN conservatives.
And I like Tim Scott. I have questions about Tim Scott's candidacy, and I think that's going to keep him from being VP.
Yeah, because of the suspicious spending.
The money thing is an issue. It really is. And I like Tim Scott.
Yeah.
But there's some questions there that never got answered.
Oh,
and frankly,
absolutely.
never got asked, really, Jack. What, we saw it in one publication?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not stuff that has apparently... he wasn't in long enough for it to hit the mainstream. I think if he had done better, it probably would have got more attention.
It's one of those things they'll hold until he has any kind of chance of being president or vice president.
Yeah.
Dangerous, thank you. Supporting a potential future boss? What weirdos. I know, right? Oh, shit. I've been forgetting to do it again. Da-da-da. Put it on the screen there. See, so people can see I actually read it as written.
Oh.
I didn't screw it up, so it doesn't
So when
matter.
you do screw it up, it'll be twice as funny.
It really will.
We love Tim Scott.
Yeah.
All Republicans of all stripes love Tim Scott. And I agree with what Donald Trump said. I think he's a good man.
I don't know who this guy is, but his speech, it really annoys me.
It sounds like he's doing a Ted Cruz impersonation.
I was going to say Hannity.
Oh, yeah, that's fair, too. Hannity annoys the fuck out of me, so yeah, that makes sense.
And I think he's a humble man, and I want him to do whatever he has to do.
I want him to do whatever he has to do. It's so fake.
Yeah, it's fake Southern accent, like what you'd hear Hillary Clinton do. It probably is a legitimate accent, but it sounds fake as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do, because I think
You're in luck.
I
I think he is.
He does seem willing.
You should feel good.
Your will will be granted,
you
sir.
all are down on what is going
Because he said he'd be dictator for a day.
on here.
Tim Scott seems gay. Didn't he just get engaged?
Yeah, on the beach, remember?
Yeah. He might be bisexual. That might be his beard. He might just be hiding it, but he's getting a woman.
But politics has become performative, and he is doing what he has to do. And if he
Politics has always been performative.
Yeah, where have you been, dude?
It's become performative. It's always been performative.
is on this ticket, Republicans are going to love it. They're going to love it. So I'm glad to see him going on.
If Tim Scott gets on the Republican ticket, it'll be okay for white people to say the N-word again. Let's just be honest.
Well, it'll be okay for liberal people to use it.
Yeah.
They're the ones that'll do it.
Tim Scott I firmly believe Tim Scott is a good man.
Yes.
I've said that many times before. My line about Tim Scott is that I would give Tim Scott a kidney if he asked me, but I'd never vote for him, right? But the person that Tim Scott has become while auditioning, you call it auditioning, I'd probably call it something else if I was just talking to Audie.
Yeah, go ahead and call him a coon, dude. Do it. You know you want to.
Oh, he absolutely wants to.
In van, and we were in a room by ourselves. But what he's doing,
you call him a house Negro.
Right now is embarrassing, and I think this is
It's
not the Tim
embarrassing.
Scott that
He's out there supporting the president that he supported 4 years earlier. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, how dare he? Call him a traitor. Call him a house Negro. You know you want to.
Do you say it if it's in lyrics? I've been very open about the fact that if the N-bomb is in a song, yes, I sing it because I'm not going to make myself sound retarded because people have lost their fucking minds.
I don't listen to shitty rap, so I'd never say it just because it doesn't come up. Because I don't listen to your kids and your hippity hops.
You want to hear something horrible?
What's that?
The last time I said the N-word was to a black man.
Was it in context or was it funny?
It was me and Satsu talking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I doubt Satsu cares. He knows you're not a racist.
Satsu tries to get me to say it.
I know, and it's funny every fucking time. I fully support him on that because it amuses me.
He tries to take me back to my hood rat days. Anyhow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, tries real hard.
He does, and it's hard sometimes because you just fall back into how you used to talk. And that was decades ago, man.
Yeah, but it's still hilarious. So go Setsu.
I was gonna make you can take something out of the something, but you can't take the something out of the something, you know?
You were gonna use your ranting name, weren't you?
My ranting name and the ghetto, and yeah, you just can't say that.
Not something I would do, but you do you, buddy. I will only judge you silently.
But you also see this happen with many men and women who actually find themselves in this Trump orbit. I mean, this is not who Lindsey Graham, we knew Lindsey Graham to be before
He wouldn't even.
You tell me who Lindsey Graham is.
Piece of shit Warhawk neocon who will shift with the wind and pretend he's not gay.
Yeah, I mean,
you meant that rhetorically. My bad.
They're trying to make it sound like Lindsey Graham is some principled motherfucker. He has been on the fence since he burst into the scene back in the 90s under Clinton.
Yeah.
You see people like him just selling out. Fuck you.
Show his face in Munich this time after years and years going with John McCain to.
Why is this woman shaking her head like that?
I don't know.
If you don't have Parkinson's, please stop that.
Mm-hmm.
The conference
Yeah, I mean,
celebrates
but-
the NATO
and-
alliance.
and
He wouldn't
that-
even
and
show
that's-
up.
And thank you. That bolsters the point that I'm making. And you're seeing a shell of who Tim Scott really is. He's not the rah
Is
rah.
that the
This
guy
is
from
Trump
Saturday Night
country.
Live?
woo.
What's that?
Is that the guy from Saturday Night Live? The dude that used to be a ladies' man.
I don't think so. No.
Oh, okay.
We haven't really talked about what Trump said about NATO. That blew up, and people are still misconstruing what he said there. Because Trump said that he was asked, what happens if we don't pay our dues in NATO? For those of you who are unaware, as part of your membership to the NATO alliance, you have to promise to spend 2% of your budget on your military, at least, or 2% of GDP on your military. And these places weren't doing it.
Yeah, they were just expecting us to do it.
Yeah.
Freeloaders.
And if you look it up, you'll see all kinds of fact checks about Trump saying NATO wasn't paying their fair share. And all they basically say is, he's right, but no. And
He's
so,
right, but we don't like because he's a poo-poo head.
yeah. And so Trump is asked, or he says he was asked by members of NATO, what happens if we don't pay that and we get attacked? And Trump says he told them, I wouldn't give a shit. I would actually encourage them to attack you. I'm paraphrasing. That's basically what he said. And everybody's like, oh my God, can you believe he said that? He said he's going to just let NATO get attacked by Putin.
Well, if you don't pay your bills, your power gets shut off.
Yeah, he's saying, look, you're in this alliance. Your responsibility is to pay, and you're not doing it. We're not going to fucking do your job for you. Thank you, Alan, who says, morning, monkey. Good morning, sir. But this is what they're talking about because Tim Scott he didn't go like he did with John McCain to NATO. And yeah, I don't care.
Thank you, Alan. This is Morning Jack. Good morning, Alan. Hope you're doing well.
It's to our benefit to have NATO. Who, when you
If
say
you're-
our benefit, are you American?
European?
You're not from like who's the one that pays the least? Is it like Estonia or something like that? I forget.
Probably.
But there's one that barely pays more than 1%. And if you go back again, read this stuff, they'll be like, these people can't pay it because they don't have the money to. So
maybe they should cut all the social programs they're pissing money away on instead.
Yeah. What happens if the United States does that? Then all of them will have to spend more.
Yeah. Well, I am a firm believer if they're not going to pay, we don't have any bases in their country. So Germany has a good social system, social welfare system, because we are effectively their standing military.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of other European countries the same way. So if they're not going to pay to help us defend them, fuck them. They're on their own. I would just start closing up shop. Watch how fast wars break out if we do that.
And remember, this is your percentage of your GDP. America spends more than 2% on our military. And it's that extra that still covers them. Because it's not like we only the amount of 2% is what will contribute to any NATO engagement. No. Our entire military is on the hook for that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, pay your fucking bills or get out.
Yeah.
Frankly, anybody who can't meet that threshold should be kicked out of NATO.
Yeah, they're on their own against the Ruskies. Yeah, why are we paying for NATO and putting all our blood and treasure on the line?
Yeah.
That's very, very unreasonable.
You're being asked for 2% of your GDP to do this. It's part of the treaty, and if you can't meet that, you should be kicked out.
If we're all go in, yeah. Except who has the most standing soldiers out of NATO? Who has all the top of the line military equipment and the majority of the weapons? It's the United States. Those sad 10 airplanes that I'm sure Romania is going to contribute isn't going to change the tide of the war. look
Yep.
how sad all the donations were to Ukraine from these other countries that are part of NATO. They're like, oh, we're giving a bunch of stuff, and they give like 3 airplanes.
I saw an article the other day that said, since America is not giving Ukraine what they need, Europe is stepping up.
No, they're not. They are absolutely not stepping up at all. Ukraine is still begging us for $60 billion more that they can squander and embezzle, and yet we are doing all of the heavy lifting.
You're depending on small states. No, the point is that they're depending on us, and you're pretending that that's not true.
Yeah. Yeah, if Europe thinks they could
Well,
do
here-
better, let them create their own European Union army like they were talking about, and we could just dissolve NATO then.
Just answer this honestly. If the United States drops out of NATO, what happens to it? Now, replace the United States with any other country. Does the same thing happen? If Germany drops out of NATO, does NATO fall apart?
Nope.
We'll use the big countries. If England drops out of NATO, does it fall apart? Does NATO fall apart?
No, it would hurt it a little bit because the UK is like one of the bigger contributors, but still won't fall apart.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's get back to these retards.
Woo-ha, let's go do this. I mean, and at the end of the day, I mean, what does he get from this? I mean, there's
Well, maybe the vice
a
presidency.
maybe, but if he is, what is he, HUD director?
Shot at Ben Carson.
Yep.
Or,
No,
no,
he's
I
a
mean,
U.S. senator from South Carolina and one of the most respected Republicans.
Yeah, you fucking retard. He's still a senator, dumbass.
Well, they just thought, did that guy think all black people look alike?
I guess. What's he got if this doesn't work? The job he has right now, you retard.
What?
in the country.
But he's
which is
losing.
what he is either
But he's
way.
losing. No, not either way. My point, and I think Van's point, and everybody else's point, is that you're losing respect day by day by going out here and
From
audition.
who?
There is
People
a-
don't
that
like
is
him
the-
already.
that is
But there is a segment of
but that is
lifelong
the-
Republicans who
Okay, your contention is that Tim Scott is doing damage to himself by supporting Trump, who just won the Republican primary by 20 points in this state. And you said that out loud and didn't get fired for being a retard. All right. I suppose, I mean, weirder things have happened. Van Jones still has a job.
are
Well,
mortified by
hire anyone.
Nikki Haley still has a husband. I mean, weirder shit has happened.
Maybe he likes to watch.
what Tim Scott's doing. We are definitely the minority. You're absolutely right, Scott. But there are some of us who are like, we thought you were one of the good ones. We thought you were going to tell.
Oh wow, you're one of the good ones. What?
Now, if we're being fair, she meant one of the good Republicans.
Did she?
No, she didn't. Did White Lady just say she thought he was one of the good blacks?
That's how I heard it. Ugh. That's a bold stance, CNN. Very bold.
I want to know his answer to
Also-
the
Yeah,
certifying the election question. That's fundamental.
Subjugation is the toll you have to pay when you enter Trump's world. You have
Subjugation.
Are we talking about Trump or Nathan Bedford Forrest, the guy that used to sell black people?
I'm not sure.
to subjugate your. The whole party is subjugating itself to Donald Trump.
Yeah,
You mean the party is backing the presumptive nominee?
Weird that.
That's never happened in the history of politics.
What?
Yeah. Tell me all about Bernie Sanders and supporting Hillary Clinton,
Oh no, we don't want to look at that one. Nothing to see here.
or Bernie Sanders and supporting Joe Biden,
Oh,
or
nope.
Pete Buttigieg and supporting Joe Biden, dropping out after a phone call on an airplane when he probably would have kicked Biden's ass in the
But
next
he
state.
likes to choose too much.
Which is why, I understand the point about making it it's embarrassing that there's a black guy doing this. A lot of white guys.
It's embarrassing that a black guy is doing this.
When you get a job at CNN, do you get issued your own shovel, or do you just dig on
No.
your own?
I'm fairly certain you get issued a robe and a hood.
What surprised me?
I thought he was one of the good ones.
They're doing it too, right?
I bet none of these people even have a GED.
Oh well, I'd be shocked if they did.
And on Elizabeth's point, I agree with that. I know a lot of conservatives and Republicans who wince when they see some of, particularly the New Hampshire victory speech thing, where he came on and after Vivek Ramaswamy and really did not cover himself in glory.
Okay, so what they're talking about is after Iowa, Trump is actually pretty humble in his victory speech.
Yeah.
After the New Hampshire one, he was a little bit more pointed. Let's say pointed. He was a little more Trumpian and more of what we expect from Trump. But the reason for that is all of you assholes in the media and the whore on the screen over there on the right were like, he's going to lose South Carolina. Or sorry, I keep saying South Carolina. He's going to lose New Hampshire because that's where Nikki has spent all of her money. And the polls show she's going to do so. And it was all bullshit. And he told you guys it was bullshit. And you guys went, no, but the polls say, not paying attention to what kind of polls they were. And if you looked at the real polling, things like you can go over and do it 538 and look at the aggregate and all that. She got her ass stomped exactly like the polls said. But you guys were lying about it over and over to try to get people to be like, Trump's done. And so, yeah, he took a victory lap. He didn't say anything that was like ridiculous, out of character or anything. Like, he's not up there going, Nikki Haley has a vagina the size of the black holes in the universe.
Disney did a movie about it.
Like, what, were you watching me instead of Trump? Because, I mean, it wasn't a bad speech. He was like, I told y'all, fuck you. And he earned that right. And if you guys would be honest about him, you'd see like what happened in Iowa. Mm-hmm. You'd see a more contrite president. But you guys do nothing but go out there and try to claim, look, nobody actually likes this guy. That's what you're doing right now. Thank you, Q. Hi, Monk. Heads up that I forward you an email I just submitted to Libs at TikTok. It's probably too in-depth to skim over right now, so no rush. Hope you, Jack, and all of chat are doing well. Well, thank you, sir, and I will check that out. And just by your description, I'm not even going to open it while I'm on the air. I'll check it out after we're done here.
Where I disagree a little bit with Alyssa, and where I think it's sort of significant here that Nikki Haley stays in, is I really think the future of American politics is going to be the future of factions. And I miss the days we were better off when the Democratic Party had really strong and robust competing factions where they had to negotiate with each other. Republican Party desperately needs that.
He misses the days that the Democrats did that, but the Republicans need it. The Democrats don't. Do you notice he didn't say that?
They're a hive mind now, so he likes that.
I miss the days they were like that. We need it in all of politics. No. I miss when the Democrats were like that. We need the Republicans to be like that. I have no problem with factionism within it, but it needs to be in reason, and that's what we've really lost. But anyway.
Nikki Haley staying in the race does, I mean, there are a lot of things it does, but one of the things it does is it solidifies and gives permission structure for a big chunk of the Republican Party to be a non-Trump faction. And since Trump is not going to appoint...
You mean like the never Trumpers of 2020? Your bulwarks and your what the Lincoln Project where it was founded by a kitty diddler?
Yep.
Yeah. You guys need permission to be able to not like Trump. It's like they don't even pay attention. They just make up whatever shit they want to.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
A single person in his second administration to be a check on him, not one who could successfully do it. There are going to be no Barrs and Kellys or any of that kind of people. The only way to hold him in check is to have a constituency in the Republican Party that will punish senators and congressmen who don't push back on some of the crazy.
Can I ask?
What?
That's some thought police nonsense.
Trump's not going to hire anybody who doesn't do what he says. That's what you guys said about Barr when Barr was. Do you remember that, Jack? When Barr is is picked to be the attorney general, they're all like, "Oh my God, he's picking this guy who won't say no to him.
Yep.
He's just going to do Trump's bidding." And now Barr is their favorite person because after January 6th, he's like, "Yeah, I don't see no problems here." It's amazing watching this shit and actually having any kind of historical context. We're not talking about jumping back to the 1800s. We're talking about 4 years ago, Jack.
Look, context is patriarchy.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Seriously, they told us this about every single Trump appointee. Then nobody's going to stand up to this guy. He's so brave for standing up to this guy.
Stunning and brave.
What happens to the people who stand up to him? People say mean things about him online. You wouldn't like it.
Oh, it'll hurt feelings, monkey.
They're such drama queens. And this guy might actually be a queen, so I'm not saying that based on him being clearly gay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I'm saying that about Van Jones when I call him a queen.
Oh,
but
fair enough.
Can she actually do that, or is she the leader or creator of this mold that's a faction? If, for example, tonight, to David's point, she doesn't even do well in the 1st congressional district, which is the most moderate, which is it's Charleston, it's Berkeley, it's Dorchester, it's where you would think somebody like Nikki Haley can.
And to this guy's point here is like, look, this is the most centrist of all of the counties where she should have done the best and she got trounced. And the other guys, we need the voters to kick the. Are you guys starting to get it that the voters are actually on Trump's side here, dude?
No, I don't think they're getting that at all.
That's what the majority of the voters are telling you. The majority of Republican voters are for Donald Trump, and they want what Donald Trump is telling them he's going to deliver.
But that's crazy talk, monkey, because he wants all these weird things like individual freedom, the ability to say whatever you want, hate speech, stuff like that. It's unrealistic. People would want that.
Yeah.
Can do well if she gets bludgeoned.
But it goes to what we know about the news. The news has been used as a tool to bludgeon these pussy ass Republicans for decades. Like, this is what you should believe in. And they know that they can go out there and tell the viewers, this is what they're not believing in. And that they'll fucking kowtow. And it's why they hate Trump, because he doesn't. Plus, he beat the horrible whore known as Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. Oh, the horrible whore. Trump versus the horrible whore, a kid's book.
Rogue says it's like they don't consider the public's choices relevant. The unwashed are dumb and must be talked down to. Yeah, absolutely.
No, fact. Yeah.
There. And then disregard the rest of the state. Can she be the leader of this?
Yes, sir. My only point, pushing back on what Alyssa said, when she said RIP to the Reagan GOP, my point is it's sort of like Miracle Max. It's only mostly dead.
But not sincerely dead.
Yes, Nikki Haley is the heir apparent to the Reagan GOP. Sure.
Yeah, let's go with that story. Maybe the George H.W. Bush GOP.
To build it back is by building up a faction like this.
Can I a couple points? I want to ask you a question, but
the last faction was the neocons. You remember how wonderful CNN was to neocons?
Yeah. Oh, are they going to build it back better?
They're going to build it back better. Yes. No malarkey. You know what? Actually, this is enough of these retards. They just keep going on to miss the point over and over again to push their nonsense. Guys, Trump is done, but he's not done. He's resurrected, but nobody really likes him because factions, and Tim Scott is not one of the good ones.
It's all so tiresome.
Yeah, it really is, and it's nonsensical, honestly. But let's move away from that because I don't have anything else to add. Looking at the final tally, it's 99% reporting. It's 85 fuck me, I'm just going to stop talking. There are 3 numbers on my screen. There's a 5, a 9, and an 8, and I have not said them in the proper order yet.
59.8.
59.8% for Trump, 39.5% for Nikki, 0.4% for Ron DeSantis, and Vivek has 0.1%. I mean, yeah, you can write in candidates if you want, I guess. Or it's probably already on the ballot still, but to me, that's a wasted vote, Jack. You can vote however you want to, but when the candidate drops out, maybe don't vote for them.
Yeah, some of those might have been early votes, but I doubt it.
Or maybe they're maybe they're trying to signal to Trump who they think should be second,
Yeah, possibly. I mean, it was pretty obvious early on that he had this in the bag. I don't know what Nikki Haley's so-called supporters are actually thinking.
They just don't like Trump, and that's literally all it is.
Yeah.
Use your vote however you want to, but if you voted for Vivek, why? Vivek didn't have a shot of being president. As much as I love the guy, even when he was in the race.
I hope he gets VP. I really do.
Jack, we have to watch this. I don't think we're not going to watch the whole interview. I don't think, because it's another one of those where, I mean, it's 2 women talking, so it's not that intelligent to begin with.
Right.
Just fucking with y'all. No, it's Taylor Lorenz and Chaya Ryachek, whatever, lives at TikTok, and they had to sit down outside. Taylor had to wear her mask because she still has the long COVID. She didn't have to wear it when she was hanging out with transsexuals and liberal women, but for some reason in an outdoor setting with Raya, she has to she got to wear the mask.
Like you do.
But have you seen this, Jack?
Yes, I sent you
good.
the video, remember? Somebody doesn't check their messages.
I typically check my messages after I've already started reading Twitter. So I probably didn't associate with you because I saw it before then.
Oh, yeah, I figure you saw it before I sent it to you, but still sent it to you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Darth Mondo is the one who got my attention on this. He tagged both of us in one of the clips. Yeah.
Probably where I found it too.
God bless, that sound is awful. Turn that down for the background noise because I don't even really care what they're talking about.
Yeah, I brought this up there just in case anyone needs.
So she puts down face masks and she's wearing a shirt with crying Taylor Lorenz on it. In normal settings, I would think like, okay, you're just being too big of a dick here, but this is Taylor Lorenz, so it's earned.
Yeah, a little bit.
Taylor's basically accused this woman of mass murder.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's funny she brought the face mask and Taylor was already wearing one. From what I've seen of the interview itself, neither one of them comes off as very bright. No offense to her. She lives at TikTok here. She doesn't do horribly, but it's not like she flat out owns Taylor either.
Yeah, I think she was trying to be nice for some reason.
I'm going the opposite way. I think she was trying to be too trolly. And what she should have done is come in armed with actual things that Taylor has said and done, a lot more of them. The first thing I would have asked her is like, why are you wearing a mask outdoors when you're in a small group of lesbians, washed up actresses, and transsexual men? You didn't have one on. You were in an enclosed space at that time. What's with the performative mask? What are you, Fauci?
It hides her reptilian face that's accidentally showing through the skin mask.
Taylor went to the houses of Lib's family. Yeah. after bitching and whining that she got doxxed. That's where the that picture on I don't know how you say her name. Libs of TikTok's shirt there. That's where that came from, was her interview with what, MSNBC? And then she had the balls to come out and say that the woman from MSNBC, who was clearly on her side in that, was mean to her by showing that.
Yeah, how dare you?
If you hadn't have done the fake crying, they couldn't have put it on there. And they were using the fake cry to show just how horrible it was. They were on your side with that. They didn't mock you for that. We all did, in the fact that they tried presenting that as though you were really in any way actually upset. It was all nonsense.
My mom sent her heart. I believe you met when you came up to my house.
Oh,
Yeah.
I saw her through the window. Yeah, how's she
Remember
doing?
you said it from my house? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was trying to get a comment
so
from you.
she-
You were trying to get a comment from her, so you went to her mom's house? Knowing her mom didn't live with her? That's kind of strange to say out loud, Jack.
That's kind of douchey.
So you were harassing her. You just admitted you were harassing her family to get to her. And you said that out loud. All right. I've seen liberals all over Twitter using this, like, look at how she gets owned here. She owned Raya chick. She owned her. The libs of TikTok got destroyed. Your lady just admitted to what she was accused of. Don't pay attention to that part. That's an ugly table. I agree. I don't like those tiled tables like that.
Yeah, neither.
It's cool when they dig that up from ancient Roman sites. It's not cool on a table I got to eat on.
Well, it was a lot more impressive 2,000 years ago than it is now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm wondering why you feel like you're qualified to be a sex educator when you have no background in that.
I don't want to be a sex educator. I just don't want to give kids porn in school.
Thank you, F. I want. Oh, hang on. Jack gave me the sneezes. I'm so sorry, guys. Wow. I want Vivek to debate Newsom. The poop jokes coming from an Indian guy would be magic. I would watch Vivek and Newsom. I think Vivek would do much better than DeSantis did, and DeSantis wiped the floor with him.
Yeah.
I totally.
Yeah, I just want to back up there for a second, because what makes you think you should be a sex educator? I haven't seen anything about libs of TikTok being a sex educator. That's not even what she's on when you're talking about, in Oklahoma, where she's on that library board. The library board isn't a sex education board.
But she talks about genitals and gender preferences, so she has to be a sexpert.
Totally understand. I'm a huge Miami fan, I have to say.
Yeah, it's the best.
It's kind of great. I know people like it's gonna go away in climate change and stuff, but honestly,
Miami's just gonna disappear.
I don't know. A lot of bad weather. I grew up.
Miami's going to disappear from bad weather, Jack.
Haven't they been saying that for 30 some years? That still hasn't happened.
Yeah, New York's supposed to be underwater. Miami should be gone. It's just going to all be gone. Now, look, the right hurricane comes through, it could do some serious damage to Miami. And you know what they'd do? They'd clean it up and rebuild it. But yeah, the global warming nonsense. This woman's an idiot. I can't watch any more of her. But not in this sense. One, the audio sucks. For fuck's sake, get a windsock for that thing, or a wind blocker. Anyhow, Jack, Taylor Lorenz makes an ass of herself, and Chaya wearing that shirt is. I love that Taylor doesn't acknowledge it in that clip at all, because that whole time she was fuming when she saw that.
Oh, I'm sure. She's got a huge ego, so.
She really does. She really does. And I can't believe she agreed to this, honestly. This is part of the hubris of being a modern journalist. I'll talk to anybody but Putin.
Huh.
If you're going to be interviewed by Taylor Lorenz, please make sure you record it all and send us the footage, because the woman's a lying bitch. She just really is.
Did you see Ariana's lawsuits moving forward?
No, last I saw it had been stalled.
She had an update today. Hang on, let me see if I can find it real quick. You scrolling down. Lots of hot Asians. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted.
No, she doesn't talk to me anymore. I don't know what I did. But yeah, she doesn't talk to me.
Yeah, we're probably too small fry.
We'll talk offline. I'll tell you what I think on that one.
But yeah, I know since we're talking about Taylor Lorenz, it seemed like a relevant topic because we should update people.
I still support Ariadne. Fuck, I can never say it. Ari Jacob. I support her lawsuit and everything.
Oh yeah,
what Taylor did there was fucking disgusting.
Here we go. Lawsuit update. This is from the 24th at 4 p.m. Yesterday, I celebrated a profound victory. The defamation lawsuit I filed against the New York Times and Taylor Lorenz concluded on my terms. A New York federal judge affirmed the merit of my case not once but twice by denying the opposition's motions to dismiss and to reconsider. This legal journey has not only vindicated me but also illuminated the true colors of those involved. Since my filing, Taylor Lorenz has lost her prestigious position at the New York Times and now faces a severely diminished reputation, her credibility tarnished by her own actions. In contrast, this chapter has brought me on blah, blah, blah. I'm great. I'm grateful that this chapter is closed and can return to my mission of empowering content creators. She's going to release a video. She had Harmeet Dillon's law firm, as I recall.
Yes.
So yeah, there's a little bit more. I'll drop the link to the Twitter thing, but there is a link in there to the actual lawsuit, and she's going to release a video apparently about this. So,
well, good for her, and I'm glad that it's going that way because Taylor is a horrible human being.
Yeah.
She is the embodiment of all that is wrong with modern journalism. Anyway, Jack, we got to do an update.
Did you get that Rumble chat?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Google Gemini was asked, what has Hitler or Donald Trump caused more harm to the world? And the answer says it's impossible to objectively compare harm caused by Hitler and Donald Trump as their actions and context differ significantly. They've gone so woke, they can't say that Hitler is worse than Donald Trump.
No, I honestly think they believe that too.
I do. Yeah, 100%. Look, we're not saying that Hitler wasn't bad, but did you see what Donald Trump did?
He posted mean things.
Donald Trump made fun of a guy. He called Rosie O'Donnell fat.
Well, that's just accurate.
Can you believe? At the point where you can't say Hitler was worse than Donald Trump, you just shouldn't be allowed to make your own decisions.
Yeah. Fucking dumb.
You should have a guardian at that point. Oh God, we got to talk about Hassan.
Oh, do we have to?
Yep. We absolutely do, because this man is a fucking retard. And I want to tell you at the beginning, Jack, the argument against this clip we're going to watch is that it's taken out of context.
Oh, it's always taken out of context. Fucking dumb shit.
So we're gonna watch the context afterwards. But here's what he said.
I'm so glad my muscle relaxer's kicking in so I can zone out. God, I fucking hate this man.
A real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will.
Guys, I don't care how bad your job is. It won't suck the soul out of you the way that talking for 9 hours will.
when he gets up and leaves and gets food and yeah, oh my God, it's a rough life you lead, son. Oh, you're a martyr to the cause. Fuck off, idiot.
The most soul-sucking job I ever had was at the shop, and I didn't talk very much at all there. It literally, I felt like there was a part of me dying.
Yeah, I've worked jobs like that. I mean, office jobs are almost entirely like that. You work a manual labor job doing the same thing over and over again for 20 years, you're going to be soul destroyed or you're going to be a little bit unstable. Probably both.
Well, Hassan didn't like that people were talking about this, so he added context. He put up his own clip to show the full context, Jack.
Oh,
and I can't believe that people are actually buying that this is context, because what we're going to watch is not really context.
No. Social battery wise, unless you're in retail, unless you're in fucking
social battery, Jack.
Social battery. What
social
the fuck
battery
does that mean?
No. Social battery wise, unless you're in retail, unless you're in fucking retail, it's very different. You're out of touch with them. I'm gonna die, dude. There's motherfuckers who are accountants in here and they're misunderstanding what I'm saying. A real job does not expend your social battery in the same fucking way as someone who did a sales job.
He's never worked retail.
Well, he just mentioned retail as something that is comparable.
Yeah, but he's clearly never done it because you're on your feet for like 8 or 9 hours, sometimes more, and you have to talk to the dumbest fucking people around and they can't figure anything out. It happens every day in retail. You get at least one retard who just a part of your humanity dies right in front of them because you despise them.
Thank you, Travis Gardner. I scooped goo out of a dishwasher on Friday. Pretty soul-sucking. Yes, but it's nothing like him having to talk to people.
Oh, it's so hard sitting down and just rambling. Oh, and this is honestly probably the easiest job I've ever had.
Can we also point out, unlike us, he doesn't talk through all of his stream.
Yeah.
He literally gets up and leaves, or will just sit there and watch without adding any commentary whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly. We do more work than he does, and we actually read the news articles before we talk about them, unlike him. Also, the easiest job I ever had was a security job where I sat at a desk, and every couple hours I had to wander the property. And the place was abandoned. There was nobody else there but me and some deer and maybe a couple of mutant raccoons. But that was the greatest job on earth.
Do you see what I mean?
The second best.
That this isn't context. He's not adding context. He's walking it back because he got pushback. That's a whole different thing than adding context.
Yeah, because he's a spoiled little bitch who's never had a real grown-up job.
And so he's trying to wait, look, no real job is like this. I mean, retail is. He's already had to correct himself. That's not context. But anyway.
No, that's hedging.
Real job, okay? I'm telling you, as someone who did both, like 9 hours of constant performance, and
like when you get up to go get nuggies.
Yeah, it's real performance out there, buddy.
People pleasing taps you out from social scenarios.
Have you tried not being a lying asshole? It might make your job a little easier. If you didn't have to argue with people because you say really stupid shit all the time, maybe it would be less taxing on you. You know, like saying that your job is harder than any others when it comes to soul sucking.
Yeah, I imagine people that work, garbage industry or repairmen or
what about
I don't know, guys
hospice nurses?
Yeah, hospice nurses, any kind of nursing or medical field, veterinarians. That's pretty fucking depressing.
Look, those of you who work with people who die all day long, you have no idea how soul-sucking it is to laugh at internet stuff and try to please people.
Oh my God, to sit in front of a microphone and just blather. Oh, it's so fucking awful. Oh, his life is so hard. He needs more money, obviously. If you've got $5, you should give it to me and Monkey, not this asshole. But that this is downright insulting to people with real jobs. There are ambulance paramedics out there, EMTs, whatever the fuck they're called. I can't think. I'm getting high. Who have to scrape dead bodies off the road.
Yep.
Cops have to deal with some of the most horrific shit, dealing with people in the worst days of their life. And this asshole's like, oh, it's just mentally taxing, and I might get a hemorrhoid. Oh, it's so awful. Oh my god.
Chibs asked, so who's the tool in the glasses? That is Hassan Piker, the #1 liberal commentator on the internet. Let that sink in.
Yeah.
This guy who has it harder than anyone else. Yes. Travis Gardner, thank you. Well, if I sucked at my job and was boring, I would find streaming soul sucking too. Yeah. And remember, Willie Mack pointed out, this guy just makes shit up too. It's not like he does deep research on anything. He doesn't even do the Wikipedia thing that Vaush does.
Yeah. He doesn't even leave his house.
He literally just goes to Twitter, and if something over there backs up what he says, he uses that. We saw that during the bombing of the hospital.
Oh.
After 9 hours of that, I could probably do fucking physical labor. It would not bother me. But I can't fucking do more social shit. That's my point.
See, that's his whole point. He can't go out and be social because this is just a soul-sucking job. Being
fuck off.
Yeah. That's what he's talking about when he talks about how difficult his job is. I don't want to talk to people after I'm done.
What a baby. He is like a 13-year-old trapped in a grown-up body.
Yeah.
Like, there are obviously real jobs out there that are good comparisons. Service sector, people-pleasing jobs would be very similar. Those are like,
but not harder, Jack. They don't really know.
No, because he's got it the worst. Jobs hard. Hassan most affected.
I think customer service type shit. But like, if you're an accountant, or if you're even like in sales, my interactions with clients was limited, way more limited than like constantly having to do this for 9 hours.
If you were in sales, the way that you're describing sales, and you weren't in constant contact with customers, you were bad at your job.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's basically a telemarketer. I have a feeling that's what he means when he says he was in sales.
Yeah, he probably did
like
it for like an hour.
Yeah, he worked somewhere pushing magazine subscriptions or something.
Back and forth interaction for 9 hours. That's what like sucks your social battery, and you just tap out after it.
That's all he's talking about when he says it's such a hard job. I have to talk a lot, and then I don't want to talk anymore. You have no idea what it's like to be me. How dare you? So, I mean, he does add context, Jack, but the context doesn't make it any better. And it's not context that was in the original conversation. It's stuff that he added after he got pushback for the original stupid shit that he said.
Oh, I need context. Such a fucking idiot.
These people took me out of context. I was just saying talking's hard. That's what they were making fun of you for, man. It's literally what they were making fun of you for.
Yeah, like you could get tired doing this. I mean, you could get run down, but it's not like I was out breaking rocks all day or doing real work. Sorry, this is a fairly easy job. It's time consuming. It can be stressful, but largely it's not that bad.
Am
I wrong there? Or?
No. There's times that after doing this, especially on a longer day, where it's like, oh, I just want to rest now. But I've also had jobs in, like I said, I worked at the machine shop, which was both physically and mentally draining. I worked at Walmart for a decade. Of all of the jobs I've had, other than pay, Jack, I will take this one every day of the week.
Yeah.
And if he is locked into some stupid contract that he signed that makes him stream 9 hours every day, that's on him.
Yeah, and I doubt he has a contract like that. But still, 9 hours, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, pretty tolerable for all the millions he's making.
Where you can fuck off whenever you want to.
Yeah, I could do that for a few years before I'm like, all right, I'm retiring.
It's not like he's the game theorists who've been making videos on a regular basis, decent quality videos on a regular basis for a decade. This motherfucker turns on his camera, talks into the microphone, and watches other people's work.
Yeah, sometimes without commentary.
Yeah, dude's a douchebag. And he was trying for sympathy. He wanted people to be, oh, Hassan, we understand how hard your life is.
Oh,
he's a privileged little rich kid. He never had to work.
Yep. Still doesn't.
What video was that? Oh, that's the CNN video, or not the CNN, the 60 Minutes video. It's not on here. Oh, she took it down. Why? Marina Medin, she put up a video from that 60 Minutes had put out where they went to some place where they had refugees. I'm using the air quotes. Sweden, was that where it was?
Yeah, Sweden. It's an old clip.
And everybody's being nice to her, and then they're getting ready to leave, and they get attacked.
Yeah, the cops leave, and then they get attacked by a mob.
Yeah, I was shocked that they actually showed that footage. I didn't know about that clip being old or new, but
yeah, it's like 2 years old. They don't show it anymore because they're a little embarrassed by it. But there's a longer film about, or longer segment about that.
But it does make sense because that kind of goes into this one here, Jack, because this is an older story that Axios decided to bring back from the grave. It's their own reporting. It says Axios explains the myth of the U.S.-Mexico open border. You can see right here, they tweeted this out today. But this story is actually from last year. It's October of 2023, if you look at the date right there. So I'm not sure why they decided to necro this shit, especially as dumb as it is.
Well, they're bored.
Dark Resurrect, thank you so much. For context, I'm behind. On Hassan calling streaming soul-sucking, try being in a code for 2 hours and still losing someone. Been there, and I was the final chest compressor before they called it. It is soul-wrenching. That's soul-crushing, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm sorry that that's something you deal with.
Yeah. It's not easy to deal with.
No. And I'm not in Chicago. As the Biden administration grapples with the soaring number of migrants and asylum seekers at the U.S.-Mexico border, conservative pundits and politicians have upped accusations that some Democrats support open border policies. Stop right there. Some do. Some absolutely do. They wanted to turn the act of coming into the country illegally into a civil offense. You just get a little fine, Jack.
Oh, that's just fine. Some NGO will pick it up. By the way, I'm dropping the link to that full 60-minute segment.
Oh, thank you.
Found it. There are other people that have done similar things that it's out there. Just you can just look it up.
The big picture.
Sweden's no-goes.
The big picture. By using the term open border, conservatives, including Representative Jim Jordan, who's seeking the role of House Speaker. This is what made me look back at the date. Like, wait, what? But are suggesting that anyone can get into the U.S. without much hassle. But the reality is that the southern border is more fortified than it's ever been. Dun, dun, dun.
Fortified with vitamins?
Yes. Apparently.
Oh, okay. And now with more fentanyl.
Here's the reality of coming into this country illegally. All you have to do is make it to our border and say you're claiming asylum. That's it. And they're like, oh, well, come on in. And that's not an open border, Jack. You do have to talk to somebody first. You do have to use the magic word asylum. And then you get to just walk in. So it's really hard on those refugees to get through because they have to know how to pronounce asylum well enough that the person they say it to understands that's what they're claiming.
No, to be fair, that's only if they get caught. How many gotaways are there? Because most of our border patrols processing people now.
Well, the gotaways are estimated at like 2 million over the last couple of years, which is ridiculously low in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's a low bar. That's one of those like, our congressional budget office said it only cost $4 million, and it turns out to be like $8 billion. It's one of those.
I love this here when they're the reality check. Most recently, Biden decided to go forward with a border wall in southern Texas. He also sued to be able to cut down the razor wire that the Texans put up. I'm just saying. But I don't know why they would put out this same stupid article a second time to bring attention to how dumb they are. Other than to push the narrative, it's not actually an open border. Yeah, it is. And not just that. Even if you take all of that and be like, no, look, there's still this idea that people can get through, but they have to say asylum. You literally have Democrats who've called for open border. You literally have people like what's that dude's name? Castro. Is it Castro? The two brothers, one of them was running for president at one time. Julian Castro, yeah. These guys literally calling for open borders. AOC was, yes. You have calls for open borders, and those are the people that they try to keep quiet because they're saying the quiet part out loud. And then you're going to pretend that the rest of us are all just crazy. That didn't really happen, except it did. Just saying. Did we do that one? Yes, we did that one. Did that. Nope, don't care about that one or that one. Germany's having power grid problems.
No.
They're switching to more greener energy, Jack, due to law. You also have the problem with blowing up the Nord Stream pipelines. But yeah, their power grid is expected to have massive problems this summer.
But
because you can't just switch over to something that's unproven and hope it works.
Sure you can. It just won't work, and a bunch of people die, and then it evens out, right?
Oh, there you go. Yeah. And then you get rid of all that excess carbon.
Yeah.
Now, this next part, let's have a little fun for a change, Jack. I don't remember who sent me this. Was it you? The Biden thing? Did you send me this?
It did send it to you, but you probably got it from somebody else first.
Nope. I only got it from one person, so this was from you. Guys, we've been told that with Donald Trump being taken out of office, that America's respected again. That the international community, Joe Biden went and told them, hey, America's back. And they looked at him and said, but for how long? Remember that stupid speech? Well, Italy, if I'm not mistaken, is not part of the U.S., right?
Don't think so.
They're another country. So this would be an international thing?
Yes, that's what they will claim. They don't realize they're a territory yet.
This is how Italy is portraying our president. One, fuck you, Italy. We can make fun of him. You can't. But this is funny, so I'll allow it.
Yeah, it's funny as shit.
Buonasera, Presidente Biden. Presidente. Good evening, Mr. President Biden. President. Here we are, President.
You know, if Saturday Night Live was funny, they would have already done this.
Yes. but they're not. And these guys do a pretty good job. They nail it pretty good.
Presidente Biden. Qui.
Here.
Yes, yes. Good evening. Buonasera.
As
Yes. Eh?
I said to the president of Israel,
Sì.
Mikhail Gorbachev.
No, no.
The sad part is it's very possible. Now, look, guys, I'm not familiar with no Channel 9 there, but this is Warner Brothers Discovery, so we're not going to watch the rest of it because there's a good chance we're going to have to cut this out of the show anyway.
Yeah.
But I will share with you guys where you can go watch the full clip. Yeah.
It gets even funnier.
It really does. It really does. The international community has respect for America now, Jack.
Uh-huh. No, they're just openly mocking us because we're a joke.
We are, yeah. The fact that this man is our president is just insane. One other Google Gemini update. I fucking love this one. I don't know who did it, but you are a fucking legend. It says, Google Gemini, show me a picture of Hunter Biden, and it's the crack character that Dave Chappelle used to do on his show.
Yeah.
You know, if that actually popped up, if that was real, I would approve that. I'd be like, yeah, that one's okay. You can leave that one there.
Right.
And finally, from the stuff that I brought, Jack, we didn't talk about this yesterday. I'd seen the story, but it just got away from me. Tesla ordered $16,000 worth of pies for a Black History event. And actually, it's not $16,000 worth of pies. That's what the baker is out. They ordered 8,000 pies from these people. They ordered 4,000, and the lady didn't get paid. So she calls them. I'm like, hey, I didn't get paid. And whoever she talked to at Tesla told her, we're working with a new vendor. We'll get that worked out. By the way, we need you to double the order. And so they doubled the order. And right before it's supposed to be, you know, delivered and stuff, she gets a text that went, never mind. We don't need that.
What?
Yeah. However, Elon Musk himself came out and said he's going to take care of this. He's going to make sure it's made right. So good on him for doing that. And whoever at Tesla was like, yeah, fuck these people. That was dirty. This is why you get paid in advance.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody should absolutely be fired for that.
Yeah. That's a lot of pie. That's a fucking shitload of. Who needs 8,000 pies?
The Purple Pie Man.
What kind of event are you having that you need 8,000 pies?
Pie sex fetish party.
Michael says, and a contract. Absolutely. With something that big, this isn't somebody just showing up at your store going, I'm going to need a pie next Tuesday. And this is a small bakery too. It's not that big of a bakery. And yeah, they were like, nah, thanks, bro. And she did the smart thing and went to the press about it, Jack.
Yeah.
This feels like a prank. No. I mean, this is a real thing that happened. It was, that's why he's making it right. Because, yeah, Tesla themselves were like, yeah, I need 4,000 pies. Why wouldn't you get the payment up front?
Or at least half,
At least
cover
half.
expenses.
I want to know how much she's getting for each one of those pies, because she's out $16,000, which means her with ingredients and paying her people and everything comes to about $2 a pie. She's probably easily got to be getting 4, right?
I would say probably closer to 8.
Yeah. So she was set to make a shit ton of money off of this thing.
Yeah. Good on Elon for saying I'm gonna.
Did you dip or did I?
Me.
Snubber, thank you. Self-sabotage. Supposedly that happens at Tesla. Maybe. It just seems like a weird thing that you wouldn't get payment up front for an order like that. But she's going to get a shit ton of money. And you know, this is one of the reasons when I first saw this story, I was on her side, Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Because 8,000 pies, $16,000 is what she says she was out. That's only $2 a pie. And like we said, she's probably charging at least $5 a pie, at least. And she's not asking for $40,000, which should have been the overall payment for 8,000 pies. She was only asking for what she was out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's not even asking for reimbursements because she had to turn down other people because she had this massive order. So yeah, it's, I'm glad Elon's taking care of it because that's a shitty thing.
Guys, never trust a woman that doesn't know the value of her pie.
True. I was wrong, Jack. There's one more thing we need to take a look at.
Oh yeah.
Yes, because we talked about I forgot their last name. Next Benedict the other day. The trans person non-binary person. I don't want to misgender. Who was ridiculously beaten. Her face was a bloody pulp. There were bruises all over it after a bathroom fight that she started. Well, the police have body cam footage of her in the hospital.
Oopsie poopsie.
In which case, the name Nex is never used. The pronouns used repeatedly is she. And she admits that she threw water on the girls to start the whole fight. Well, if we look at her face here, and I'd have to jump around the video. He stands back. See, there is one spot where you see it a little bit better, but there's no bruising on her face. None. It's not even red. Maybe she put on makeup like Amber Heard. She says that she says she slammed one of the girls' heads into the paper towel dispenser.
Rude.
She admits she's the one that threw the water on him first. And why did she throw water on him? Because the other group of girls, her and her friend were laughing, and the other group of girls said, why do they laugh like that? That's what made her throw water on those girls. And the officer asks her, like, well, what's going on with you and these girls? Like, well, they make fun of us, like how we dress. Not a single, she doesn't go, they make fun of us because I'm non-binary. That's all invented. Thank you, Travis Gardner. Judging by how many kids he has, Elon's favorite pie is cream. Fair. Assault laughs ain't no joke. I know, right? It's just the more and more we learn about this, the more and more bullshit we understand the original story was.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that she is the bully and was never bullied at all.
The mom here, who's actually grandma, just as a reminder, she says, oh, the police should have been called. And the police officer goes, yes, the police should have been called. And even Lives a TikTok, who put this version of the video out, says, yes, the police should have been called. The person the police should have been called on is the one laying in that bed right there.
Yeah, she was the aggressor.
And the cop tells her at the end, look, just so you know, if you fill out this report, they have the option to fill out a report too. It's probably going to be seen as just a fight. And yeah, you'll probably both get in trouble. No, legally, the other ones won't get in trouble because you started a fight. It's called retaliation. The best you can come at him with, Jack, is it was a disproportionate response, which is only really an issue in self-defense deaths or severe beatings, which this girl clearly did not take.
Yeah.
But she was beaten for 2 minutes. That's what they say. She was beat. That go out there and read the story. She was being kicked and punched for 2 full minutes. I got kicked and punched one time when I kind of started a riot for about a minute, Jack. And I had a bruise on my nose and my eye.
Mm-hmm.
She has nothing. There's nothing there. This is nonsense. By her own words, she started it. Yes, she absolutely did. Absolutely. And that would be horrible for her in court. But the whole thing was never about the reality of the situation. The reality of this is this girl started a fight. She got beat up a little bit. Yeah. And then the next day she died and nobody knows why. That's the truth of the story. And my bet is still on drugs, Jack.
Yeah. Yeah.
My bet is she went, you want to hear, this is my theory of what happened. She went to this hospital. They gave her a shot for pain. She says they gave her one. Jack, before they give you a shot, what do they ask you?
Have you been doing any drugs? What other medications have you taken? Do you have any allergies?
How much you want to bet this kid had illegal drugs in their system that reacted with that shot?
Yeah, that they did disclose. Or there was an undiagnosed heart condition or something.
Yeah. My bet is drugs still. By the way, guys, do not lie to your doctors. Don't lie to them. Just be honest.
Yeah, the doctors don't give a shit. They've seen it all. Unless you got like some weird object shoved up your butt. They really have probably seen it before and they don't give a shit. They have other stuff to do and they don't have time for your lies. I dropped the link to the full 20-minute version of this. So if you guys want to watch the entire thing, there you go.
I've been beat for about a minute and my head was twice its normal size. I don't bruise very easily. I don't know why, Jack. It's never been something. So me getting the bruise on my eye and nose is a kind of a big deal. That's how hard I was kicked in the face repeatedly.
Yeah.
My wife bruises if you breathe too hard on her. Like if you cough in my wife's direction, she's going to get a bruise. You can hit me with a 2x4 and it's not going to show. And I know because I've had one. I wasn't hit with a 2x4 by somebody, but my friend's wife gunned the engine and a 2x4 slammed into my leg.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was being positioned and everything because she was stuck in my driveway and she decided on her own to hit the gas. Like, fuck. That hurt like hell too.
Well, you were taking too long.
All right, that is all I have now.
Was this woman by any chance the girl you hit with the shovel as a kid?
No. I don't know whatever happened to Amy.
She changed her name, married one of your friends so she could hit you the 2x4?
No, because we weren't that close. I mean, she was a church friend, Jack.
Vengeance knows no bounds.
Oh, wait. Got a donation coming in. Thank you, Travis Gardner. I got to get it to load up over on this screen, though. I do see it. I will get there in 1 second as I load up this on the other screen. I'm producing all over the place, Jack.
There you are, producing. Hey, Dixie, how you doing?
Thank you, Travis Gardner. But Monkey, reality and truth don't matter. The narrative has been set. She was beaten to death because she is non-binary. That will always be the story, and everything else is conspiracy. Yeah, if only we didn't have pictures of her. And the truth is we run into that a lot where, here's the story, and then we look into it. I mean, the thing with that girl in Texas who just couldn't have an abortion when literally all her doctor had to do was say, yeah, she needs it. And nobody would even check because that's not part of the law of having to justify it. You just have to say it.
Yeah.
Like, can you believe they won't let this woman have an abortion?
Well, let's face it, a lot of lefties are listen and believe types, so they're never going to look into this, no matter how much evidence you have.
No. Missouri rule change would allow senators to challenge each other to a duel. Sweet.
I'm excited by this.
A member of the Missouri Senate have proposed a rule change that, if passed, would allow senators to challenge each other to a duel. Senator Nick Schroer put get a real last name, a motion to the state Senate to adopt a rule change allowing them to settle grievances through physicality. His proposed amendment was posted on X, formerly Twitter, by Missouri State. Just call it Twitter so we all know what you mean. Then you don't have to put that formerly Twitter thing in there. By Missouri State Democrats It read, if a senator's honor is impunged by another senator to the point that it is beyond repair, and in order for the offended senator to gain satisfaction, such senator may rectify the perceived insult to the senator's honor by challenging the offending senator to a duel. So they just want to go back to the 1700s way of doing things?
Yes, and it's going to be awesome. You, sir, have impugned my dignity. I demand satisfaction. A glove comes out, they slap him, and then they choose weapons. Good times.
2 senators shall agree to the terms of the duel, including choice of weapons, which shall be witnessed and enforced by their respective Senate or seconds. Somebody was watching Hamilton when they thought of this. The duel shall take place in the well of the Senate. You're going to have a pistol duel in the well of a Senate?
Or sword fight.
Or, yeah. At the hour of high noon on the date agreed to by the parties of the duel. But why?
Why not? You've been saying for a while you want our politics to be more exciting. Here it is.
Yeah. James Murphy, Schroer's chief of staff, told Newsweek, the senators deeply committed to restoring a sense of honor in the Missouri Senate. While the idea of a duel may have been suggested in a metaphorical sense, it's actually written out, homie. The core message is about fostering respect and reminding members that their words used in a debate have real consequences. Sure. I mean, I'm all for restoring honor, but here's the thing about restoring honor. Take Hamilton as the example. When Hamilton and Burr have their duel, Hamilton's right. He's basically calling not from the play. For those of you who only know Hamilton from the play, there was a lot more that went into why these two ended up dueling. They ended up hating each other, and Hamilton was accusing Burr of being a corrupt politician there in New York. And Burr's like, how dare you, sir? Him killing Alexander Hamilton didn't make him less of a shitbag. He was still a shitbag. He still did what he was accused of. Shooting the person who accused you doesn't mean you didn't do it. That's some mafia shit.
Yeah.
Frosty Glass, thank you. Swords only. Swinging on a chandelier is mandatory. Yes, there you go. I think they should have those Nerf boxing gloves and have to beat the shit out of each other with those. It still won't change who's right. You know what I mean?
No, but they will have satisfaction.
I was satisfied that this guy who told the truth about me was right. And again, I don't know the situation that led to it. It goes on to talk about how the politics there is shitty. And the guy says new people coming in know that personality is what's going on here rather than politics. Whatever, homie. The simple truth of the matter is that doesn't actually bring back honor.
Oh, real fast. Thank you, Evolved Potato. To be fair, it's with weapons that both parties agreed to beforehand, so it could be with pool noodles or maybe shovels. Yeah, I think this could get really hilarious really fast.
It could. It could. It still wouldn't change whether or not what was said was right or wrong, though.
No, but Abe Simpson doesn't even recognize Missouri as a state, so
that's true. I learned that from you because I don't watch that much of The Simpsons.
Yeah, it's an oldie but a classic. A lot of people forget about that one. I like to bring it back.
Canadian teacher accused of selling students art on a personal website. Jesus fuck. Can teachers get dirtier?
Right? Fucking Canadian teachers.
Parents in disbelief after students at Montreal's Westwood Junior High found their art for purchase on mugs, phone cases, and clothes. Are they using Teespring?
Yeah, I think so. He's got them on a couple of websites, so.
Can they sue him for that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, in Canada.
Yeah, yeah.
A Canadian teacher is under fire for allegedly using his personal website to sell nearly 100 pieces of art created by students, prompting disbelief and anger from parents. I mean, he's being enterprising.
No, he's being a thief.
He's teaching kids you're going to get screwed over. I feel like this is good. This is a good lesson.
It is a good lesson, but it's also incredibly douchey and illegal.
You're not wrong there, but for once we have a teacher fucking a student, and it's not with a penis or vagina.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's that.
I'm just saying.
Small victories, I suppose.
Students in Montreal's Westwood Junior High made the chance discovery last night after searching out their art teacher's website. On it, they found their own art available for purchase on mugs, mobile phone cases, and clothing. Imagine your 13-year-old son coming home from school today with a story that his art teacher is selling student artwork online at $94 per drawing. Fuck. Wow. I mean, it's Canadian money, so that's probably like, what, $5?
Yeah, maybe 10. I don't know. I'm not good with conversion from Canadian to real money.
The teacher identified as Mario Perron. Oh, that sounds French. Can't trust those Frenchies, man.
Right? That's a little too close to Eva Perón. And we all saw Vita. Come on. It's not going to end well.
I did not, because Madonna was in it.
Oh, you didn't even see it before Madonna was in? Like,
No.
There's different versions of it.
No.
Oh, she's sort of a what's that Filipino bitch's name that had spent all the money on shoes?
Marcos.
Yes, Marcos. She's like that. Imelda Marcos. That's her
Imelda
name.
Marcos. Yeah. The teacher, identified as Mario Perron on CTV News, did not respond to the Guardian's request for comment. On his website, the Montreal resident describes himself as a lifelong student of art whose work appears in private collections in Canada, the US, Spain, and Italy. Well, in fairness to me, Jack, I am an artist whose art is in private collections in the United States.
Yes, I have a shirt with your face on it.
Yeah. More than 90 works are still visible on the site. Okay, hang on. I got to open that in a different window. Make sure no identifying stuff pops up about me. It does not. This doesn't. That's not a direct link to their stuff. Now
It might be because you're clicking off the archive.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
You gave me the archives on both of the ones that we've done so far. I've gone to a different one. Oh, there's no images anymore, so it's taking you to the main page. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, he must have taken them down.
Or they did. Somebody
Yeah.
contacted them. Yeah. As of Monday, the links to the art instead route to Perron's painting, and the students can't. I'm thinking he got taken down because there's nothing there anymore.
Oh, yeah, it's possible.
The
That's true. Good on the website for doing that.
The student's art can no longer be purchased. Other social media accounts linked to his art have been taken down, including pages on Instagram and Facebook. What a douchebag, man.
Yeah. Very unethical, too, because what if he's noticing a trend in sales and certain things like portraits are doing well? He just does assignments on portraits then?
Right, yeah.
So he can steal them and sell them? It's pretty fucked up.
School board said in a statement it was aware of the situation and is taking these allegations very seriously, adding an investigation was underway and the board would not comment. Yeah, I don't expect the board to comment. I do expect them to fire this guy, though.
Absolutely. At minimum, this is an ethics violation, even in Canada.
And I hope those students, I don't know what the copyright system is up there, but I hope they sue the shit out of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not like they'd get a lot. He's a teacher who's stealing art from students. I'm not imagining he was selling a lot of it. But
no, but at those prices, I mean, like a sweater for $55 or whatever, or a tapestry or a canvas, it's still a fair amount of money he's raking in for zero work.
Oh my God. I don't want to join your website to read your shit. Colorado woman learns from Google alert that she's on Minnesota's presidential primary ballot. Well, go ahead. Yeah, you got to like when somebody accidentally gets nominated for president.
Oh yeah, speaking of art, thank you, Comrade Kitty. I have books that you can buy, and we have Patreon, and we have Teespring stores. So check out our spring stores and buy our shit instead of some crappy high schooler stuff. I mean, look at my art; it's fucking fantastic.
Random side note, Kill Team is awesome. Have to Jack Warhammer 40K stuff. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank you.
JB. Yeah, I've heard great things about Kill Team. I have a hell of a time trying to find the basic box for it. Every time I have money to buy it, nobody's got a copy.
All right. Crystal Gable, I don't fucking care, said she didn't agree to be the presidential candidate for Minnesota's Legal Marijuana Now party. A Colorado woman whose name is listed on the Minnesota presidential primary ballot as a third-party candidate says she did not agree to run. What the hell?
That's some music playing.
Yeah, you can't pause their shit without their music starting. That's garbage. Crystal said she learned her name is on the March 5th ballot for Minnesota's legalized marijuana now. Party leaders told the newspaper in an email that they had been talking and posting about in our leadership group on Facebook, which Crystal's a part of. And Crystal is a party leader, and all indications were that she was ready to be in the Minnesota primary.
Except she didn't prove it.
They said her name had been withdrawn, though the Minnesota Secretary of State says it remains on the ballot. Early voting has begun. Okay, look, lady, you don't have to accept the position if you're elected. You're not going to be elected, but you don't have to accept the position.
She's also not a resident of Minnesota, so I find that kind of weird.
I did not give consent to be on the ballot. Well, do you have to live in Minnesota to be elected their governor?
I don't know, but I find it. When I heard this on the radio, one of the commentators made a good joke that it's funny that there's a Colorado woman trying to get off the ballot, but a legitimate candidate can't get on it.
Yeah.
Real quick, thank you, Frosted Glass. Now I'm picturing some Colombian drug kingpin with a mansion full of black market paintings that now includes a turkey made from a kid's traced hand. Yeah, they're like NFTs, you know.
You know, it'd be great to find out that actually it was all AI generated art, and the students had faked their art projects.
That would be funny.
I did not give my consent to be on the ballot for the race. I was neither approached to run by the LMN Minnesota Party, nor was this candidacy validated by the state of Minnesota. Okay. People have a common law right not to be forced to be a candidate, she said. These actions are absolutely anti-democratic. Once again, it's silly that this happened, but they're making way too big of a deal. All you got to do is go, I don't want the position.
Yeah.
That's the end of it.
That was funny.
It is funny. And that she found out the way she did is even funnier. Because apparently she's in that group and they were talking about it in that group, and nobody in the group went, we're going to make whatever the fuck her name is, the candidate.
No, she found out the way Jarbo finds out when people are talking about him. Google alerts.
Bunch of stoners screwed up who surprised, right? She probably did agree to it. She was just too stoned at the time to remember. Gable, however you say her name, I don't even care. But yeah, we're going to wrap up there, Jack. By the way, I am running for president. Feel free to vote for me. Been running since I was 35. I have a couple of votes over the years. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the donations. You guys are so kind to us. And unlike Hassan, let me tell you, I have the greatest job in the world, man. I love doing this, and I appreciate you guys coming out and supporting us the way you do.
Yeah,
Jack,
absolutely.
would you like to shill anything?
No, since we were talking about apparel, I'm gonna show the spring stores, which are linked in the description. Go buy our merch and give us money. But yeah, I mean, this is an awesome job. I've worked manual labor jobs. Hassan's a retard, but this is an awesome job, and it's only possible because of the audience. So thank you guys for coming out and supporting us night after night. Thank you for the donations. You guys are awesome, and we appreciate you. We really do have the best audience on the internet.
I linked on my Twitter the video of the woman that Snubbirth brought up last night. The one who decided to trash her father online.
Yeah.
Her father's a 60-year-old breakdancer, and he started getting some attention, and her rich little ass decided she was going to blast him, and he responded. There is a response to that video. The only place I've seen it was on AP's stream the other day. But if you guys are interested in that, it is over on my Twitter. The link is in the description. Go check that out. Anything else? I don't think so. I don't know if we're doing a show tonight, Jack.
Okay.
We may not be doing one this evening. We'll see what happens. Guys, I wish I could give you more heads up, but my timing has been very weird lately.
Yeah, it happens.
Been all over the place. Me and Scribe are still trying to get our show done so we can do the Reacher thing, but I'm sleeping at that time. I went to sleep today at like noon.
I'm telling you, man, sleep just gets in your way.
I'm living on naps, and I'm okay enough, but man, it just you can't plan things. Thank you, Frosted. YouTube stars and not a GED among you. Bullshit. I have a GED, bitch.
Stars is a bit generous.
How dare you question my GED, son of a bitch?
He's calling into question, dude. He's questioning your GED. He's making
trying
fun
to
of
get
your
into my
rope.
Neuralink. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, Jack. A pleasure as always.
Always glad to be here.
I gotta go rest after this, man. I'm just so socially drained. I don't know how to deal with it. Bye, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
I'm so drained from talking. God, he's an idiot. Jesus fucking Christ.